Chevron low lead, and Chevron Supreme for high compression engines. Only Standard Oil gives you 3 cleaner air gasolines with F310.
Dad's Root Beer. Fastest straw in the West.
KNXT Channel 2. .11 report, a complete summary of the day's news in color with Jake Jacobs standing in for Clete Roberts and Stan Duke with sports. Now, Jake Jacobs.
Good evening. Ruben Salazar, the chronicler of the Los Angeles Mexican-American community, is reportedly dead. Salazar's body was found in a shut-up bar on East Los Angeles' Whittier Boulevard tonight. The veteran newsman's body was not officially identified, but news colleagues on the scene said it was definitely Salazar. Salazar was news director of 34, the city's Spanish-language television station. Salazar distinguished himself as a war correspondent in Vietnam, a special assignment reporter for the Los Angeles Times and a syndicated. The cause of death was not immediately known. As far as could be determined, Salazar was covering today's East Los Angeles riots. The sheriff's office said tonight that the riot started when officers were called to a looted liquor in the area and were stoned by bystanders. Rioting broke out in Laguna Park as some 7,000 Mexican Americans marched in protest to the war in Vietnam. Police used tear gas to disperse the crowd, elements of which burned buildings, smashed store windows, and hurled rocks at officers. A 1-mile square area of East Los Angeles was sealed off. Late this evening, 500 police and highway patrolmen were on duty there to keep order. Several stores were set afire, including this on Whittier Boulevard, main thoroughfare of East Los Angeles. Police cars were damaged by rocks and bricks. The Los Angeles Police Department placed 11 of its divisions on tactical alert. Numerous fire companies from surrounding areas fought the blaze. One man was electrocuted when his car careened into a telephone pole, cutting off power to more than 1,000 homes. The man reportedly crashed while trying to break through a police barricade. At least 2 cars were set afire on Whittier Boulevard. There were sights and sounds in East Los Angeles. Heavily armed police arrested people in stores and bars along Whittier, including these unidentified men.
Hands on your head. Your hands on your head. I didn't go, sir. Hey. Telling all officers who have made arrests.
There were other blazes and window breakings in cars, department stores, and rubbish bins along Whittier Boulevard. Mannequins were stripped or displayed clothing and set on fire. Late reports tonight said at least 25 policemen have been injured. As night fell, officers combed the area, trying to disperse roaming gangs of youth. Some of the gangs numbered 200 to 1,000 members, according to sheriff's deputies. In actions reminiscent of last year's ghetto riots across the country, East Los Angeles stores displaying so-called brown power signs were apparently spared damage. Exact overall damage has not been determined. A group known as the Chicano Moratorium Committee had organized the march to protest the disproportionate number of Mexican Americans killed in the war in Indochina. Late tonight, KNXT reporter Howard Gingold, still on the scene, reported that the man believed to be Salazar was shot once in the head.
Have a seat, Mr. Wilson. We'll have that pipe and muffler fixed in no time. Latest map? How's it going, Wade?
Well, I got the muffler, but fitting this pipe's going to be trouble.
Oh, never mind. Cliff, give us a hand with this pipe, will you?
You gonna put this pipe in there?
Hey, Wade. Colin?
Now, look, that pipe's got to be longer over here. Or shorter over there.
No, wait a minute. I'm all fouled up.
No, Chief, all you gotta do is just turn it around.
Gas stations install mufflers and pipes as a sideline. At Midas, we do it for a living. We have to do a better job. So we have the muffler and the pipe to fit your car.
Mr. Wilson, I'm having a little trouble. Can you?
Please.
There was some in the air, but little advance warning that there would be trouble in East Los Angeles earlier today. KNXT reporter Bob Navarro was on hand to cover the anti-Vietnam protest march as it began.
They came from as far away as Texas. They ranged the political spectrum from far-left militants to a contingent from the American Legion, but they were young and overwhelmingly Mexican-American. The weather and the rhetoric were hot, but two similar marches in East Los Angeles had gone peacefully and without incident. There was no reason to believe that today would be otherwise. The Chicano moratorium is the brainchild of a group of young Mexican-American students opposed. One of these is Rosalio Munoz, student body president. He talked about the Chicano moratorium.
Well, we began actually when I received an induction notice for the 16th of September. That's Mexican Independence Day. And a group of us got together and decided we'd use that as a massive Chicano movement on the war issue because we were aware that Chicanos were dying at twice the rate of all other service personnel. And it was so ironic that we are carrying the heaviest burdens of this war and we have so many problems here in the United States. And we decided to say that our front line is here in the United States. I refused induction on 16th of September and accused him of genocide through the war. Then we started organizing on the draft and the inadequacy of the draft and joined with the peace movement in November in San Francisco with a large Chicano contingent. But we saw that the press did not cover any of the Chicano speakers that spoke, and those that did speak were rushed on and off the stage and weren't really listened to. And we analyzed this, and we saw that the peace movement was educating the Anglo middle class on how and why they should get out of the war in Vietnam, and not the Chicanos. So more and more Anglos were getting out of the war through draft deferments and many other ways, and so the draft was with more Chicanos and poor people. So we decided we needed our own Chicano moratorium.
The marchers stretched for more than 2 miles, and it took nearly 3 hours to reach Laguna Park at Whittier Boulevard in Dittman. The first indication that all would not end well, several rocket incidents against police took place about a mile from the park. Police backed off, and a serious confrontation was avoided. But the tension was building, and you could almost feel the inevitable.
I heard there was screaming down there. I seen down there.
Hold it!
Bob Navarro reporting for KNXT News.
A Negro mother, backed by a federal court order, buried the son she lost in Vietnam at an all-white cemetery today in Fort Pierce, Florida. Army Specialist 4, Poindexter Williams, was killed August 8th in a mortar fire. As she buried her son, Mrs. Mary Campbell received the flag from Roland Beatty, National Commander of the Order of the Arts. The cemetery had offered free burial to any GI killed in Vietnam,